Shocking development from Bangladesh, where another Hindu has been hacked to death in the country just 48 hours ahead of elections. A Hindu businessman, Sushen Chandra, was brutally hacked to death inside his own shop in Mymensingh area. After the murder, the perpetrators pulled down the shutter and fled. The incident took place at 11 p.m. on Monday night at the Bogar Bazaar intersection in the Upazila, is what the Trishul police station officer has said. The victim here, Sushen Chandra Sarkar, was the owner of Messrs. Bhai Bhai Enterprise at the Bogar Bazaar intersection and a resident of the South Kanda village in the Upa Zilla. Tensions continue in Bangladesh, where another Hindu has been hacked. There have been several attempts, in fact, to corner and intimidate Hindus in Bangladesh, the country which is now in fact poll bound, but that doesn't really in fact prevent or stop the police from in fact preventing these criminal activities, so to speak. A Hindu has now been killed once again, goes by the name of Sushen Chandra. Minorities have been coming under attack for weeks together in the country where things remain politically unstable. There have been not one but several instances of Hindus, businessmen who were hacked, set on fire last month, and now another has been hacked to death in the country. This just before elections in the country of Bangladesh. There's been a pattern to this as far as violence against Hindus is concerned. But the government there has dismissed all of this, but clearly the hardliners are emboldened here, as is evident. Several attacks on Hindu minorities in Bangladesh that we have been reporting on. Another Hindu has been hacked to death in Bangladesh is what we are learning. The victim was a 62-year-old, goes by the name of Sushen Chandra Sarkar. He was in his shop when he was attacked. This incident took place on Monday night at 11 o'clock. Images on your screen at this point in time of the victim, Sushen Chandra, who was killed, 62-year-old. This comes just 48 hours ahead of elections in the country. This is a Hindu businessman, Sushen Chandra, was brutally hacked to death inside his own shop in Mymensingh area. Bangladesh is headed to polls, but clearly the law and order situation is something that the authorities have zero control over. I'm going to go straight across to Tapas. Tapas, this is in continuation of the pattern that we've seen on the attack on minorities, Hindu minorities in the country, isn't it?
Well, yes, absolutely. It seems that the attack on Hindu minorities is unabated in Bangladesh just hours ahead of the election. And this is Sushen Chandra, another person who has been identified as a shopkeeper. While he was pulling down the shutter in his shop in Mymensingh, he was hacked to death by some unknown assailants, and they killed him, they murdered him, and after that the shutter was pulled down. Not major things have been looted, what the Prime Minister reveals at the moment. The investigation is on. And the question being raised once again that if nothing was looted, so murder for gain was not the intent, then what could be the possible reason he was murdered brutally? The police have launched an investigation. They are not making any comment as of now. But yes, once again, we have seen series of incidents starting from Diputas and on. This is another such incident barely 36 hours before the election is to start in Bangladesh. This incident has once again sparked controversy as far as the safety security of minorities in Bangladesh is concerned.
Yeah, that's right. Tapas, but the government has dismissed, saying that, there isn't no pattern to all of this and that it's not like minorities are coming under attack. Hindu minorities are safe is what the government continues to maintain, clearly misleading everyone.
Well, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
The government has been very oblivious as far as their approach is concerned. And as we see, Diputas' family have been granted financial aid today, and that the government is trying to publicize and say that they are not anti-minority. But time and again, the incidents that are happening repeatedly time and again prove that how the Hindu minorities are in danger, how their lives are in danger. And the government have assured on multiple occasions, but they have failed multiple times to protect the rights of minorities and lives of minorities. And Sushen's murder is another such incident barely 36 hours ahead of the election, clearly pointing out at Yunus government that he and his government and other functionaries have failed to protect the rights and lives of Hindu minorities in Bangladesh.
Well, absolutely. And the focus now is really on the worsening law and order situation in the country, isn't it? Just ahead of elections and the failure of the interim administration, the interim government led by Mohammed Yunus.
Well, yes, absolutely. The interim government itself is under a lot of pressure. And these kind of incidents only escalating by the day. It's not only about Sushen or about Deepu Das, but at large, if you see the law and order situation in Bangladesh, it seems to be going out of hand. It's spiraled out of control in different districts. How the student bodies have, there's a heavy crackdown on student bodies. The Interim Munch is also dead against Yunus government. So something is wrong that the government is unable to tackle as of now. But since the election time is now and barely 36 hours left, it was anticipated that at least 2 to 3 days ahead of elections, things would be peaceful. But these kind of incidents repeatedly happening only raises question that how peaceful the election would be, because this time around, a lot of anticipations are there that there could be a violent clashes across Bangladesh during the election process is on, and after the election results are declared, there could be a volatile situation across Bangladesh. And these incidents are only indicating that things are not right, and despite whatever claims Yunus and his government officials have been claiming so far, but as of now, they have failed heavily to maintain a proper law and order situation in the country, and also to safeguard the rights and lives of the minority Hindus living in Bangladesh.
Well, be with us. I'm just going to come back to you. Tapas, you mentioned about how the government of Bangladesh there has provided financial aid and housing construction assistance to Deepu Das, yet another minority who was killed. Remember, last year in the month of December, Deepu Chandra Das, a young man from the Hindu community, was beaten and burnt to death in this square Master Badi area of the Bhaluka Upazila in Mymensingh. And this killing occurred through a mob lynching. He was hanged from a tree. Those were horrific pictures, remember, that had come in at this point in time. An event which was widely reported in India and even outside of India, putting the spotlight on the failure of the Mohammed Yunus government. Now the Mohammed Yunus government, just a few hours before the elections, has decided to, in fact, offer help to Deepu's family. Deepu Das was the sole breadwinner for his family. The government has assured financial assistance to ensure overall security of the family is what they've said, including the construction of a permanent house for them to live in.